Hey everybody. Today I want to give you a tour of my first aid kit for what to do if you're traveling and you have diarrhea. So this is super helpful for if you're going somewhere tropical or if you're going camping or backpacking. A shout out to Jackie for this because she gave me this idea of what to do when you're not at home and you have tummy troubles. So thank you, Jackie. And for today, I want to give you 3 tips for what to do if you have diarrhea, and then a bonus tip for what to do if you have constipation. So, my first aid kit, I love this thing so much. I curate it for each trip because each trip is going to have different needs. But 3 things that I always travel with are activated charcoal being number 1. Activated charcoal, I even take this to restaurants. This acts as a binder. So if you suspect that you have food poisoning, you ate something that wasn't very good, or you're feeling something come on and you're not really sure what it is, activated charcoal will bind up toxins, and it's quite effective. The piece to be mindful of with activated charcoal is it is a binder, so it will bind everything. It will bind the good, the bad, the ugly. So if it binds everything, that means it also binds medications and supplements. So when you take activated charcoal, take it 2 hours away from anything important, 2 hours away from medications and supplements, but take it as soon as you feel something going on digestively. As soon as you suspect that you ate something wrong or consumed something wrong, take your activated charcoal. Now, you probably know this already, but disclaimer, activated charcoal is not a substitute for proper medical care. None of these things are. So if you suspect that you have giardia or a parasite or something persists for more than 2 days, please go see a physician because that can be very serious. These are great things to do if you don't have access to a physician right away and you need to be comfortable. So first thing, activated charcoal. Second thing, if activated charcoal is just not quite cutting it, or you want an extra bonus, Lactobacillus rhamnosus. Now, I'll put the link in the bio for one of my favorite options of Lactobacillus rhamnosus. It's very tasty and easy to travel with. I like the chewable version because it absorbs really quickly. Lactobacillus rhamnosus is a probiotic, and it is very effective for acute diarrhea. So acute meaning it comes on fast and it's not going to last long. It's especially helpful in kids, but the studies show that it reduces the length of diarrhea by 15 to 24 hours. So these chewable tablets work really well, and there's virtually no side effects. So Lactobacillus rhamnosus, activated charcoal, those are my first 2 things because they're natural, they support the body system. If those aren't quite cutting it, and there is very much things happening and they're happening quickly, then I go to pharmaceuticals. Now, story about this one. This is the first time that I had to use this. This is loperamide. Now, loperamide is an antidiarrheal, and thankfully, you can find it in almost any country, and it's spelled almost the exact same way. Now, this is the English version that I just happen to have now, but the first time that I used it was my first time in Mexico. I was having a great time. Things were going really well for the first 6 days. I was going to be there for a week. First 6 days, I was doing great. I was being really careful, drinking good water, being mindful of produce. Then on the last day, something happened, and it was one of those situations that I wouldn't wish upon anybody, and we all probably hope that it doesn't happen to us. But it happened. So when bowel movements are coming very frequently and you're almost needing to stay in the bathroom, this is when I pull out the big guns and go to the pharmacy and get yourself something to slow that down. That's how loperamide works, is it helps with the motility. So it will slow things down and it will make it so that you can sleep comfortably. You can hop on a plane comfortably. As when I was in that situation, we were flying the next day. I was like, I don't know that I'll be able to fly with this kind of system going on. So loperamide is a great thing to have in your back pocket and travel with it if you can. And if you don't have it already, easy to find at the pharmacy over the counter. So those are my 3 things for diarrhea. What about constipation? Now, this is I think of more typically that people can get constipated when they're not at home, when they're just traveling, even for simple things like staying at your family's house for vacation. Now, with this kind of constipation, what I'd recommend is looking more at the gut-brain connection. Like, let's think about what's going on so that we can prevent this from happening in the future. But sometimes, if you're especially camping or backpacking, you might be getting some slower digestion and it's getting uncomfortable. So, ninja trick. Bronner's Castile soap. Now, if you're backpacking or camping, you're probably traveling with a little bottle of soap anyways. Get the Dr. Bronner soap because because a drop or two actually works wonders for constipation. I know, it's crazy. You can just put a little bit in your water. If you're a glutton for punishment, you can just drink it down with a spoon, but a little bit goes a long way in terms of getting things regulated. Now, story for you on this. I always travel with this when I'm backpacking because it's easy. I'm doing dishes, maybe you're gonna have a wash and you wanna have some soap. So most people have something like this handy. Oh, I was backpacking and I accidentally dosed myself with Bronner's. I was making breakfast, had some oatmeal ready for breakfast. So had the oatmeal sachets, it's getting things ready, got a spoon, and once the boiling water was gone, I started stirring. And I noticed that there was a substance on the spoon. And it's like, oh, maybe that was like something with the oatmeal. So I stirred a little bit more. Looked at the spoon again, there's still a substance. Wow, there must be like a lot of like something caked on to that spoon. I assumed it was something to do with the oatmeal, like the oatmeal and the water got stuck and congealed. So I kept going. After a little while, it wasn't completely coming off, so I wiped it off and ate my oatmeal, only to realize it tasted just like lavender. Lavender Castile soap. It was disgusting. So, disclaimer that it's not necessarily going to taste good. You are eating soap. But if you're very backed up and you want some relief, it will do the trick. So I hope this is helpful. I'd love to hear in the comments below if you'd like to see more of these, if you'd like a more detailed tour of my first aid kit, or things that you can help to do digestively when you're traveling or camping. So have fun out there, be safe, and I hope this is helpful.